Okay, YouTube community, I have a very special video to make here with you guys and to show you. This is a recent acquisition of mine. I was fortunate enough to purchase what I would consider to be my dream coin. I started collecting coins in 2015 as a result of a close friend giving me a silver dollar for Christmas that year as just a standard Christmas gift. That got me into other forms of silver bullion, which I eventually went over into numismatics, and then I started into old coins. And a large part of that was flipping through something like the Red Book or the U.S. Book of Coins, or whatever the official title is of that. If you've been in this hobby for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Is kind of the official volume for all of the coin series. And when I flipped through it, I came upon the Liberty Seated Dollar series because A, I liked silver dollars, and B, I found that this particular design of Lady Liberty sitting on the rock here was exceptionally just elegant and beautiful, and I really liked it. Now, this particular coin stood out to me though because this was sort of like the original attempt of the mint to create the Liberty Seated design on their silver dollars. This is referred to as a Gobrecht Dollar, and the reason for that, if we zoom in here, we can see that the designer at the mint, Christian Gobrecht, he signed his name, or he put his name into the design of the coin. There you go. You can see it really well right there. And this is referred to as a Gobrecht dollar. Now, these were made as patterns. So what a pattern is before the United States, let's say, designs a coin or officially determines that a particular design is going to be on the quarter dollar or on the half dollar, they go through a series of tests of different designs, and that's known as patterns. And there's not many of those made, usually less than 1,000 of them. And patterns are something that people collect today, and they often are pretty expensive overall, I would say. But this is probably the most important pattern in numismatic history, in my opinion, because on the obverse, we have this Liberty Seated design. This ended up becoming the design, the official design in 1844, the Liberty Seated dollar, which was our main silver dollar from 1840 through 1873. And then on the reverse, we have this incredible eagle that I think is absolutely just immaculate. I love this design of the eagle. And this became the design for our Flying Eagle Cent from 1856 through 1858. I love this design, the one that was surrounded by the stars. When you look into these, you'll learn that there's a number of different patterns or designs that they created of these. So there are some that have the stars on the front of the coin or on the obverse of the coin. There's others that don't have any stars at all that are surrounding the eagle. The other interesting little tidbit is that this is referred to as an original because in 1836 they made this particular coin. But later on in the 1850s, it was a kind of a common practice for enthusiasts that collected coins to go back to the mint and ask them to, if they still had the dies, like to go make another copy of this thing that they wanted to have in their collection. It was almost like creating a fantasy piece, you know, years later. Some of those are very rare, and even today are still collected by people who wanted an example of these. But this one is an original that was made in 1836. These were made from 1836 through 1839 in a number of different little patterns. They all have different levels of rarity. This, like I said, is the very first year. And this particular example, I just think is perfect mainly because of the color and the surface of this coin. You might say, hey, Tony, you know, it's pretty dark, right? Don't you normally like, you know, blast white kind of silver dollars that kind of gleam and have a lot of luster and so forth? This coin has a lot of luster. It's just hidden a little bit beneath all of the color. But this is what a silver dollar, it's almost 200 years old, should look like after oxidizing through the natural passage of time and being exposed to air, probably sitting inside of a mint cabinet. Has lovely color beneath that you can see once you put a little bit of light to it. And it does not have kind of this foggy haziness that you see on a lot of proofs from this time period that, you know, also, you know, are somewhat dark like this. They sometimes can have this kind of haziness that's over the surface, which, you know, adds to originality, but in my opinion, kind of detracts a little bit on the eye appeal side. This coin does not have that. It's just smooth and nice. And frankly, I just think it's absolutely perfect. So it's a proof 58. It's got a little bit of circulation wear on the breast of Liberty. So this coin probably circulated a little bit or moved around a little bit in the mint cabinet it sat in. It's got the old PCGS label on it and old green holder label, and then the CAC sticker. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless about just the fact that I own this. 10 years ago when I started, I saw, what these things were and how rare they were and what they went for. And I just said, it's a pipe dream. I hope to maybe just hold one day or see one in person. I'm sure I'll see one in a big show or something like that. I never imagined that 10 years later, being in this business and, and just for a variety of reasons, I've been fortunate enough to be able to purchase one of these here for myself. In kind of my personal collection, although I do bring this out I brought this out to a show in Marlborough, Massachusetts, just to put it out there and wet people's whistle a little bit. That was really cool to do, and I got a lot of attention, for that reason. So, anyways, what I'm interested in. Put in the comments below. Tell me what is your dream coin. Maybe it's a particular coin of a series. Maybe it's a 93S Morgan. Maybe it's a 95 proof Morgan. That is the one you want one day. Maybe it's a particular gold coin that you would love to own. Tell me in the comments below what your dream coin is, and I'm really looking forward to reading that. So. Thank you very much. I was happy to share this with you guys, and hopefully you think this is as awesome as I do. So take care. Have a great one.